Hello, Jordan.
What's up, Michael?
We got a note from David.
Uh-oh.
We've been fumbling around with objects on the table and banging the table and doing things
I'm sorry,
both
David.
of us. I know, me too.
I'm sorry, David. For everyone who doesn't know, David is the genius behind the editing on this podcast. So thank you, David, and I apologize for all the nonsense on my end.
Yeah, there was more on your end than my end, but it was on both of our ends.
Is that what he said?
That is what he said, yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But he's been covering for us, but just to make his job easier, we're not going to fidget and fumble. We're going to be locked in on the conversation.
As I'm fidgeting and fumbling, by the way. But yeah.
Hey.
I feel like my chair's a little squeaky. Can you hear that?
It's not the chair. I think it's the desk, the table, the mic, the phone, any objects.
Okay.
It's both of us.
But more me.
I'm going by the metrics, right? I'm going by the metrics.
Yeah, I understand.
I got another something. I saw a podcast of ours from a few weeks back, and I was like, man, my face looks fat, was my initial thought when I saw it. and I didn't think much of it because I wasn't, I'm pumped with where I'm at body comp wise right now. And then in the gym this morning, and I have been looking how I look up at myself about 20 minutes into my workout. I'm like, I got this fat face again. What's going on? And I realized I started taking this pump product, and I never take pump products, which really works, like really increases blood flow and gives some sick pumps, but it pumps your face too.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. Like if you compare my face right now to last week, this is very vain, but it's interesting to me more than anything. There's a clear difference, like less cheekbone, more cheek, like just kind of. So I found that fascinating. That
for whatever it's worth, I haven't noticed that at all. Like when I look at your face, I don't see any difference. So if you're worried about the fat face look,
I'm not worried.
I don't think anyone else is noticing it.
I was more curious. It was more.
It is interesting. Did you AI that?
I am AI, Jordan. I am AI. AI. Speaking of another flawless transition. AI. I cannot get AI to admit that the bad girl machine has some degree of external hip rotation. Like it's called the hip abduction machine. It's primarily abduction. I understand the leg moving away from the midpoint of the body. I'm not an idiot, but like Grok, ChatGPT, give me something. Give me like 95% abduction, 5% external rotation, or 92 and 8. Like just admit that there's a little bit of external rotation on the bad girl, and it won't. And Reddit won't admit it. No one on the internet will admit it. And it's been really bothering me.
Yeah, I don't really understand that. Maybe it's saying that, because since you and I spoke about this, I've been trying to think about why it would say there's no external rotation. But there is. There is. There's just, I don't see how that's a debate.
Your foot is at like a 45-degree angle, at least, depending on your range of motion, right? In the most flexed position of the movement. I don't understand it.
Yeah, just looking at the action of the hip, it's impossible to do that without external rotation. So I don't get it.
Even though you're in flexion relative to like standing straight up and down. So what this led me to was I want to do some pure 100%, closer to 100% abduction. And I told you about this, but I basically for my whole career, the entire fitness industry has said, you don't need to isolate the glute med. You get enough of it on single leg hinging and yada, yada, yada. I've never trained just straight abduction strength, like leg going out to the side. And I wanted to do it on a cable, but my gym doesn't have the cuffs. I didn't realize it. And that felt like the best setup to me. So I did some body weight sideline leg raises, like Jane Fonda style. I was like, oh, this feels kind of nice. And I was trying to figure out a way to load it. And I was telling you, I jammed a kettlebell onto my sneaker and like it fit on my sneaker and was able to load it that way. The soreness I felt for the next few days was unlike anything I've felt in quite some time. And my hips and low back just felt very like nice and open. I don't really know how else to describe it. It felt really good.
Dude, I love that. I love that, man. Listen, like, I feel, and you I think you were telling me before that you tried to finagle a way to get extra range out of it too on the way down, so it wasn't just like to the floor, like you were getting extra range in the adduction part of it.
Didn't really work. Yeah, I wanted a bigger stretch, so I basically wanted my foot to come across to the other side of my body in the stretch position by elevating myself. And I tried on a bench, and it was just kind of awkward. I'm going to try on an aerobic step. Were you bringing the foot
in front of your body or behind your body?
I tried both. I tried like straight on the side, kind of like bending my lower leg and having it hanging off the end of the bench. Honestly, I didn't even need the extra range. It felt insane.
Yeah, I like that stuff. That's good.
Yeah. I know you're an adductor strength guy. You like laying on the ground and going the other direction.
Dude, I like abduction strength too. You need that for the side splits. You do. You need that for the side splits. Okay. You gotta pull your legs apart. I do that all the time.
Prior to your, I've never heard you mention it. And prior to your side split journey, I don't think you were a big.
There's a lot of things that I'll mention that you don't know about me.
You should mention them then. You should quit playing it so close to the vest. We got a weekly podcast. We're 239 episodes in.
You gotta
don't say it's the side split. If I'm literally about to quit doing it if it's the side split.
It's this. I bet you could do a full side split, B to F.
Never in my life will I or would I. All right. Do you have some things for this week?
That just pissed you off
so much, like you wouldn't believe.
That just got you angry. Yeah. 1, 2, or 3.
1.
Smith machine. Close stance, ATG, ass to grass squats. Bro, I love this. It's so, man.
Dude, Jordan, Smith machines stink. You're on a fixed bar path, and so they're just completely worthless.
You've been spending time on Instagram. You saw that post come up.
What do you mean?
You saw my post on Smith machines come up. That's yeah. No, but dude, the ATG, here's what I like about it. And it would work also on the straight Smith machine, like straight up and down, but I explicitly like the angled Smith machine because it's actually very similar to a hack squat. It's that like angled position where you bring your feet slightly in front of you and you get as deep as you possibly can. And holy shit, dude, it's the quads are just insane, but then the range of motion, it feels so smooth. It's like for me, it feels better than the hack squat actually, because with the hack squat, you're back up against the pad. You can't adjust your back at all. You can't adjust your hips. Like you're locked in place on the hack squat, which is good for some things and not for others. With the Smith machine here, you can actually still adjust. I don't know why I move side to side. You can adjust your hip position and torso position a little bit as you descend. And man, fucking love Smith machine ATG. Close stance, really close, really narrow stance squats.
Beautiful. MSMGA. Make that Smith machine
great again.
Or just great. I don't think it ever was. I think it's just make Smith machines great.
Yeah. Do you know who invented it? Obviously someone named Smith.
I don't.
Got to give them a shout out.
Good looking out. Underrated piece of equipment.
2 or 3.
You pick a number. Or what? Are they fast or are they?
Well, I thought we were going to spend more time on that. So if you had told me if I thought that was going to be fast, I would have said that would have been a long discussion. But you clearly didn't want to spend time on it. So who knows?
I think you covered it effectively.
Yeah, but I thought there was going to be more yin, more yang. I thought like I'd say that and you'd say, oh yeah, this. And then I'd be like, oh yeah, that. And then there'd be this and that. But there was just this.
I think I've mentally moved past the point in my life of hating on the Smith machine. It's been many years.
Yeah, no, but I thought you were going to go on to loving the Smith machine.
I just have such a long list.
Oh.
And we have another episode in 2 days.
Okay.
So we might have to leave a little in the tank.
A little slow burn. All right. How about 4 for you?
Now I feel bad. Now I'm trying to think of things to say about the Smith machine.
No. I get it. Listen, You're past that phase.
You're past that phase. 4's not even good. My 4 is my worst one.
4 is the one I choose every time. 4 is my number. So that's always my
4 is the one I wrote down because I was afraid we weren't going to have anything to talk about. And so I just wrote this one down.
Okay. We'll go with 2. This one's going to be super fast. Watch this one take the entire fucking episode. My juicer, the juice machine I got, it has a sorbet attachment. You got to pay an extra like $55 plus shipping or something.
Okay.
But did you see this on my stories?
No, I'm not really on Instagram. I just deleted X, so I like saw 4 things on Instagram.
Dude, all you need is frozen fruit. And if you want, you can add like frozen Greek yogurt or something to it, which we did just to make it higher protein, a little bit creamier. But all you need is frozen fruit. You take the frozen fruit, you put it in, sorbet attachment, boom, instant sorbet, instant.
Wow.
And the cool part is, so the juicer, the common rhetoric against juicing, which I agree with, by the way, is it removes the pulp and it removes all that stuff. You still get like a lot of the nutrients. Like I get beet juice and carrot juice, and there are many great nutrients that come from it. But you remove the fiber. With the sorbet,
you get all the micronutrients essentially. By the way,
yeah, you get all the micronutrients. You just don't get the fiber and the fullness from it. But with the sorbet, you keep everything. It's like you're not losing anything. You get the entire. So I put raspberries, blackberries, banana, put blueberries in there, and you get all the fiber, all the benefit. You get everything in it, and it's just straight up real fruit sorbet. Frozen. It's amazing.
Cool. So you can't put everything in the sorbet that you would put in the juicer.
Yeah, you can put anything in it you want.
You can, like, because with beets, for example, you can put.
It'd have to be frozen.
Okay,
but I wouldn't make probably beet sorbet.
Right. I'm just thinking of. Yeah, you never know. You might be onto something new there. Okay, so you can put anything in. And it spits it out like a smoothie. Like smoothie versus juice is...
No. Let me show you a video.
No. Smoothie, I'm just saying in a smoothie, the entire food is in the end result. Whereas in a juice... I know what sorbet is.
No, but I'm showing you how fucking good it looks, dude. Look at that. Blackberry, raspberry... banana, Greek yogurt. Look at that. Are you kidding me?
Do you add anything to sweeten it?
No, I don't add anything. It's just fruit, and we added Greek yogurt.
Vanilla Greek yogurt, or is it plain Greek yogurt?
I just added plain, but we could add whatever we want. Like we only had plain at that point, but we could add whatever. My wife said she wants to add some lemon to it because she thinks like that would add a little tartness, which she felt like that was missing in this batch.
Oh, it was too sweet.
Yeah, but sorbet has some tartness to it, I feel like. There's a little bit of tartness sometimes to sorbet, like a mild, just a little infusion of tart. So we're going to add some lemon next time.
I like it. Give me your 3.
Oh, this one. You know what pisses me off?
Yeah, I do.
You're going to guess?
Yeah. When
you're going to get it wrong. There's no way you're going to get this one.
Tell me.
When people say... don't do X, Y, or Z with your really young kids because they won't even remember it.
Okay.
That is like when they're like, hey, don't do this. Like, don't go. Listen, and vacations, I understand because that's devastating in and of itself. But people are like, it's not worth taking them here. It's not worth doing this because they're not even going to remember it. I'm like,
who says those things?
Dude, all the people.
Everybody. You communicate with too many strangers.
Everybody's saying it.
That's your problem. You communicate with too many strangers.
I do. That is my problem.
But keep going because, this would infuriate me too. I just block them. I used to end like not friendships, but acquaintances in the fitness industry over like I can think of multiple fitness influencers who are Chicago Bears fans or Green Bay Packers fans who would like say something after a Vikings Bears game. And I'd just be like, all right, I'm never replying to this person again. Like you're pissing me off so much. There's too much. Anyway, continue. But yes, I can't even imagine communicating with the number of people you communicate with and not like rage typing at them on a regular basis.
For me, it's more just thinking about It's more just thinking about what a stupid way to live life is, only thinking about how's the memory of this going to be. It's just not, it's the opposite of living in the moment. It's the opposite of even if they don't remember it, even if you don't remember it,
Give me an example.
Are you enjoying it in this moment? Like, I mean, the common one is like, don't go on vacation. They're not gonna don't take them to Disney World at 2. They're not gonna remember it. Don't take them on vacation, or Europe or wherever it is. Like, don't do that. It's not worth it. They're not gonna remember it. And I'm thinking, man, if I'm thinking back on a lot of my vacations, a lot of things that dude, I can't remember all of my life. I can barely remember anything. There are entire years where I'm just like, I have like a couple memories from the whole fucking year. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like doing it for the memories, I think just a bad strategy. Do it for enjoying that moment with whoever you're with, your family, friends, by yourself, whatever. I don't know. The idea of, it's sort of like the phrase, which I do like, do it for the story. Yeah, but also just do it because it's a great thing to do right now and enjoy this moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, under their logic, like up until the age of 4, kids should just sit in a room by themselves and not ever do anything.
Yeah.
And Alzheimer's patients should never do it. Like people who have memory issues should never do anything if you're not going to remember it.
Yeah. Nate Bargatze, or Bargatze, however you pronounce it, he's a stand-up comedian, super funny. He has a whole bit on this where he was talking about how it upsets him as well. And he was like, what do you want me to do? Like, lock my kid in a closet and open it up every morning and just say, like, do you remember yesterday yet? No? All right. Close the door again. Yeah. I think just too many people are focused on, is this going to be a good memory? I'm like, I don't know. Is it going to be fun while you do it? Or is it a good idea now in general?
Yeah, there's a major cost. There's so many pros to putting yourself out there on the internet. But a major cost is having to interact with all of these idiots who say things like this to you. Or even like, I'm sure you get parenting feedback. I'm sure you get all kinds of unsolicited advice from strangers with, a cat as their profile picture and a private profile. Like, it's just, yeah, I know exactly what you're thinking of right now.
Dude, I don't know if I've told you this.
Oh, okay, go.
No, because sometimes we let my oldest, we'll sometimes let her watch the iPad while we're eating, because sometimes like she just won't, either she won't eat, or like there's just it's just insane. And so sometimes I'll have taken a video when we're at the table and people be like, I can't believe you're letting her watch the iPad while you're eating. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Again,
shut the fuck up.
There are pros to putting yourself and your family on the internet.
Yeah, of course.
And that is a con. That's for sure.
Is that what you thought I was thinking?
No, not even remotely. I thought I saw a twinkle in your eye. I didn't. I just saw a flash of anger, I think.
It was funny. My mom, I love her. It's great. My youngest, she's been obsessed with this ball. There's just this like one soft, squishy ball that she will hold all day, every day for the time being. Like, she's just obsessed with it. And if you take it from her, holy shit, the shrieking that will ensue is unlike anything. It's like a pterodactyl on a microphone. Uh-huh. Just imagine a pterodactyl into a loudspeaker. It's incredible. I didn't know a little body that's like 12 pounds could make this noise at that
12
decibel.
Pounds?
No, obviously she's bigger.
Okay.
She's like 20 pounds or something.
Okay.
You're like, your baby's underweight, bro.
Yeah. I got concerned.
But we FaceTime my mom basically every day, and she's eating this. Our baby's eating. She's over 1 now. She just turned 1. She's eating, and it's messy. She's got like applesauce and avocado, and this ball gets filthy. So literally, my wife will wash this ball every day, sometimes multiple times a day, depending on what happens. And my mom is watching her eat and watching this ball just get filthy. And my mom goes, just like clearly like a look on her face being like, that's gross. Like she goes, you might want to take the ball away from her. And my wife, she goes, "You want to see what happens?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And my wife grabs the ball and immediate just just going nuts. And my mom was like, all right, never mind. Give it back.
She likes the ball.
Just like all these little things that people just don't. Yeah, dude, she loves the ball. She loves that ball. But yeah.
That's kind of cute.
What, the fact that she loves the ball? Not the screaming.
Yeah, the fact that she loves the ball and always, it's very wholesome. It's very like, buy a kid a $50 present and they just want to play with a shoelace instead. That kind of vibe.
I might just take the ball away because she won't remember it.
Just to spite those commenters. Yeah. Okay. Start picking numbers, Jordan.
All right, 3.
Pick a different one. That one's deep. That one's deep. We'll circle back.
Not 3 or 4. 2.
We're going to go in order from the top. Number
All right,
1.
how about you pick a number, Michael? Dear Lord.
Number one. Just a heads up. Jordan has a little announcement for you, and I do too.
Oh.
Black Friday mentorship sale will be happening. Just putting it on your radar. We do 1 to 2 sales per year, and we are going to be doing a Black Friday sale this year. We have officially decided as of 3 days ago.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. Huge. Put it on your calendar. Make sure you're listening every week. It's going to be a huge sale. And, yep, that's it.
Fitness business mentorship, heavily discounted for Black Friday. I know that's a ways away, but just mark it on your calendar. We're not going to bother you every single week about it yet, but on the calendar. Okay, number 2. I've got an advanced fat loss strategy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Can't wait to hear this one.
I don't think I've heard this before. It's for people who have a lot of experience dieting, who don't really have a ton of body fat to lose and are taking a more casual approach and don't really care if they succeed or fail.
Okay.
Only tracking protein.
Okay.
So my goal, you couldn't do this right now, but my goal is
I could do it.
Physiologically.
If you say, I could do it, you have to be hungry. Never mind.
Not on the big gulp. Not on the big gulp, you can't. Not the 7-Eleven big gulp. The GLP. Track protein to make sure I'm getting enough protein and be hungry. I don't feel like tracking really. But I want to make sure I'm getting sufficient protein and wanted to lose a few pounds. Haven't really tried to lose fat in quite some time. Try to be hungry, especially like go to bed. I want to go to bed hungry every night. I know I'm in a deficit if I'm going to bed reasonably hungry every night. Make sure I'm getting enough protein. That's it. That's the strategy.
It's funny that you marketed this as an advanced fat loss formula. I feel like this is the most beginner fat loss formula that ever existed.
No.
Why is that?
I think it's very easy for a beginner doing this to put themselves in way too large of a deficit.
Okay.
Like go to bed hungry. Okay, I'll be hungry. Like end up eating 150 grams of protein and like 680 total calories in a day. And like, all right, I just ate chicken breast and Greek yogurt.
Fast, yeah.
And like I'm hungry, which is going to lead to a yo-yo. You got to walk before you can run. Like you got to track the carbs and the fats and the calories and like have a solid understanding of what you're doing before you can start playing with the system.
So your thoughts are that you give this to a complete beginner, they're only going to eat protein?
They're going to screw it up in some way. They're going to say, no, really. Like they're not going to make any progress for a month. Or they're going to gain 2 pounds in a month. And they're going to be like, look, I'm eating my protein and I'm hungry all the time. It's like, well, we don't know how, it's impossible for me to coach that person. I don't know how many calories you're eating. So I can't like, that's why I called it advanced and casual. Like this isn't a high percentage way to see progress. It's a lazy man's way or lazy woman's way to see progress, which is where I'm at with fat loss right now, but also just wanting to ensure I'm maintaining muscle or potentially recomping a little bit in the process.
Okay. I like that. I'm thinking I don't know why my brain keeps going to the beginner. Like if I was going to modify this for I don't know, like, hey, the beginner needs to track calories per, like need to do everything.
Range. Give them a giant range if you want.
let's say like you have someone who's like, I just don't want to count calories. You could say, hey, protein at every meal and be moderately hungry.
I don't think a beginner knows what moderately hungry is. I think I also think there's an important distinction here between needing to lose fat for health and just wanting to lose a little bit of fat for vanity.
That's a good distinction.
If you need to lose fat for health, like we're gonna do what is gonna be a higher percentage chance of you succeeding because the stakes matter. Whereas if you want to lose 7 pounds for vanity and you just don't really feel like tracking, if you need to lose 100 pounds and you don't feel like tracking, like
that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's like somebody like, I need to save money. I need to save money, but I'm not willing to make a budget.
Yeah, exactly. I need to save money, but I need these 3 Gucci bags that are on sale for 10% off. 1,000 marked down to 900.
I need them.
Need. I've seen some wild content around that.
Needing?
Around spending a lot of money on unnecessary things, even though you don't have the money to spend. Like Gary made a post on the subject and got a lot of pushback of like, hey, I don't have any money, but I need to look good. Like if I don't look good, then people won't take me seriously and I need to look good to make more money. So I am going to spend all of my money on like high-end brands and a nice car and all these things because that helps me make more money. It's very bizarre thinking.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. It feels like it's just justifying whatever you want to do.
Okay. Number 3, Mind Pump Sal has a new series on YouTube. Have you seen this?
Yeah, actually, Adam sent it to me, and I've seen a couple clips pop up. Yeah, it's very cool.
It's very cool, and I'm a big fan of those guys. You are as well. To sum it up and explain how I relate to it, if you think of your God as the thing that you value most, as the thing on your hierarchy of values that you are paying the most attention to, that is all consuming to you. Like money is something that consumes people. Drugs and alcohol is something that consumes people. Like food is something that consumes people. Sal is talking about how fitness and aesthetics and like working out had become a false god for him. And he's basically walking through in real time, trying to put his actual God at the top of his value hierarchy and not let fitness be this like false god, which I can relate to in being a hyper obsessive around fitness stuff in the past for certain periods of time. I can also relate to like money is one for me that for brief stints in my life, that has been something that I cared about more than I should have.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about this is, so I brought this up to Alan Aragon when he was on my podcast, because he's gotten flack in the past about how, he's one of the most science-based people in the world that you could ever be. And just so a published researcher, just like incredibly science-based, but he's been open that he's also a Christian. And so I asked him on the podcast, I said, how do you reconcile being a Christian with also being science-based? And I thought it was a really wonderful discussion, talking about, how you can believe in God and also believe in science, and they're not mutually exclusive. And the overall response to that podcast was amazing. But one comment stood out to me. Someone said, it was great until you brought up God, and then I turned it off. And then I was just thinking, I was like, man, that what an opportunity to potentially learn another way of thinking that was just squandered because it brought up something that made you feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it didn't make you feel uncomfortable. Maybe it's just like you've personally written that off in your head for whatever reason, that's fine. You don't have to believe it. But to not listen to a conversation around it just because, especially a conversation that up to that point you've been really interested in. I don't know. That's something that is It's like it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't compute. It's like I like this, I like this, I like this. Oh, I don't like that. I'm done. Yeah, I think it is a very interesting conversation, and I was really fortunate. I got to spend a fair amount of time with Sal and his family, and hear about sort of his journey into this, and it's been really cool to watch. He's really passionate about it, as is his wife, and it's really wonderful.
Yeah, I think we've polarized enough on this podcast that I don't think that commenter is here, or if they are, it's their third episode listening. Like,
no, I'm not worried about it. I just think that's what my brain went to first, and I was like, it's just because that comment just came in yesterday, the day before, or within the last couple of days, and so that was just like what I was thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, and that person, maybe the word God makes them uncomfortable, and if they're extraordinarily science-based, then you could substitute in like the two cells that just always existed that rubbed together billions of years ago that accidentally and randomly exploded and have ever since been expanding into what is now the universe. Like, if that's that person's belief system, and I'm being slightly I am being slightly mocking, I think, but I'm also trying to be accurate in my description of the Big Bang, which is, in my estimation, the most popular theory on how the world started amongst people who proclaim to be extraordinarily science-based.
Which is funny because I can't really explain it.
Yeah. I mean, who said it? Even scientists ask for one miracle.
Give me one miracle and I'll explain how everything else. I think that's the quote.
Yeah. As Terence McKenna observed, modern science is based on the principle, give us one free miracle and we'll explain the rest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The one free miracle is the appearance of all the mass and energy in the universe and all the laws that govern it in a single instant from nothing. But really, I can personally relate to having things that are not the best for me or others at the top of my value hierarchy for periods of life and justifying it, and how difficult it is to lower those and put God above them. And I'm trying to even like make this palpable and beneficial for people who are more secular, but and put like being grateful for my existence and trying to help others and be a better person at the top of the hierarchy, rather than accumulating stuff or feeling good, like pleasure as the highest thing on someone's hierarchy, whether it's, again, drugs, alcohol, addiction, whether it's food, like any of these things that can really grip our attention and our flesh and our bodies and like our daily actions.
Yeah, that you've too much focus on any one of them can be good, or too much or too little on anyone can be lead down a negative path. Yeah, and rather than having like your one guiding light.
Yeah. I don't think too little focus. I don't think there's a downside to too little focus on pleasure, impulsive, like short-term pleasure. There's definitely a downside to too much focus on it.
Yeah, 100%. Too little. Well, I mean, I guess, man, that's an interesting conversation. That would probably be,
I mean, and let me put some more things in there so it's not just food, right? Because food's kind of a weird one, especially in fitness. Pornography, casual, unprotected sex with paid prostitutes, video games, like all of these things that, like, is too little of any of those bad?
Of any of those, no. But I don't think we can just swipe everything, every impulsive pleasure into those. Like, that's like just, those are very extreme ones. For example, I mean, we could take an impulsive pleasure that, for example, I would say here's an impulsive pleasure that you would probably agree that is really good, but it's on a very different scale than those. An impulsive pleasure being like, I'm going to impulsively right now, it brings me a great deal of pleasure to go give to charity, right? Or to go volunteer.
Joy and pleasure, different categories.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with you that what you just described is a good thing. I would put that in a different category. Yeah. Benefits other people.
Yeah. But then we go down the route of porn benefits people because they get paid careers for it. But then I'm not making that argument. I'm just thinking of the argument someone else would make. It's just a mental gymnastics people will play.
I don't think porn is beneficial for the people getting paid to do porn. Mm-hmm. I think it's a net negative.
I completely agree with you, by the way. Let the record show. But
you don't have to.
I do, though.
I know you do. You've stated that case on this podcast.
I'm just trying to think of, my brain is playing Jewish lawyer. What case would other people be making in order to try and sort of fit themselves into this category? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Play Jewish personal trainer.
It's hard to separate them. I was brought up with a Jewish lawyer mother, so it's sort of like it's just all meshed into one.
That makes sense. It's good to steal. It's good to steel man the other side.
No, but I very much agree. Have you been watching Sal's series? Like, do you like it?
There've been a couple episodes. Yeah, I've watched them. I think they're really good. I think it's when you can tell someone is uncomfortable on camera and saying things they genuinely believe to be true. Even if I disagree with him or someone else who is saying things, I respect it and enjoy. It's very refreshing content in a day and age where everything is crafted for consumption and virality, etc. That like a little bit of rawness and authenticity and actual, because even authenticity became a hack in the last many years. Like someone who I actually believe is saying what they believe to be true it's like a 8-ounce glass of water in a desert. Days and days and days, and then you just stumble across this ice cold water.
That's a great.
Even warm water would hit the spot at that point. You know? All right, number 4. I don't even like that. I saw a piece of content called The Great Lock-In of 2025 from August to December. Basically, this guy said, "New year, new me." Like, isn't just going to happen if you keep doing what you're doing until January 1st and then you try to change. But if you lock in right now, then come January 1st, there actually will be a new year, new you. There will be a new you. Not just in fitness, but this can be applied to business. This can be applied to whatever you're doing. And I don't even want to interpret it as the get started on your New Year's goals 5 months early. Like, even that's slightly played out over the years, but for some reason, The Great Lock-In of 2025, August to December, really hit me as a title. I don't know why.
That makes sense. I mean, you had the year of the micros, the year of the robot. I don't know. I feel like that's very on brand for you. Like The Great Lock-In of 2025. We're locked in.
Yeah. And even if someone is casually posting 2 reels a week, they're training a few in-person clients. They are struggling to get their online fitness business off the ground. They are consuming a ton and not creating much. They want to have an online fitness business that supports their family and them, and they have a steady, reliable stream of income and people applying for their online fitness business. Lock in. Like now until the end of the year. Set yourself a deadline. Make some process-based, action-oriented goals that you do on a weekly basis and do them for the next however many weeks are left in the year, 13, 14, 15, something like that.
Lock in. Get locked in. And pick 1 or 2 things. Don't pick like 57 things to lock in on. Just 1 or 2 things. Yeah. Especially, we were talking about on the mentorship call last week, I believe it was, and there were a number of things that were brought up, but Jesse, who's been in the mentorship for years, shout out Jesse. Beast. An absolute savage. He was talking about how he asked the question, he was like, hey, should I, like, LinkedIn seems to be doing pretty well for me relative to Instagram, et cetera. I was like, what do you think I should do? And we basically just gave the advice, if you see something popping off a little bit, you go hard on that. You go hard on it. Like, regardless of what anyone else is saying about any other platform. Like, if you see a platform starting to hit for you, you go hard. And it's sort of nice because it gives you more freedom to like take the foot off the gas on the other things and just go as hard as you can on that one, which is usually where I think we see the best results. When people just go, especially early on, they go hard on like one thing to build up a platform on that one thing. And I think that plays into the great lock-in of 2025, where it's you pick one thing, whether that one thing is you go all in on all your in-person clients, just get locked in, make sure you're communicating with them, writing their programs ahead of time, like whatever that is, whatever you're locked in with those clients are. Maybe it's your online content, maybe it's your online clients, maybe it's just your Instagram, maybe it's just your LinkedIn, whatever it is. Maybe it's just your YouTube. Pick one thing and just go so insanely hard on it, just nonstop. It's don't half-ass it. Don't treat it like another thing to just check off. Don't like, okay, I got it done today. It's not another thing to get done. It's a thing that like should be done unbelievably well with insanely high quality every single day. Pick one thing. And if you don't know which one to pick one thing. Just pick one. It doesn't matter. Just
Clips
fucking
Nation.
pick one.
Clips Nation. Do what Jordan is saying right now. If you are someone who's in the category that he's speaking to, do that. The great lock-in of 2025. You've got 4 months. Year of the lock-in. Finish strong. Hit 2026 with some momentum. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. 5 was abduction. 6 was the pump product that pumps everything, including your face. 7. What's up with these weighted vests, brother?
Did you see my content on this?
No.
Oh, okay. You don't like them?
No, I do. I like weighted vests for certain things. The thing that I like weighted vests the most for are in addition to for certain body weight exercises to make them more difficult. I think they can be effective for that. Walking lunges. I prefer like a belt chain for pull-ups and chin-ups, but like a weighted vest can work there.
Push-ups.
Push-ups they're really solid. Yep. I also like them if you are trying to walk and get yourself into zone 2. If you're trying to do zone 2 cardio and you want to do it walking and you don't have the ability to incline a treadmill, so let's say you're doing it outside on flat ground and you're getting to a point where your fitness is improving, your cardiovascular health is improving, and to be in zone 2 walking, you got to walk at a pace that you're such a maniac that, hey, why don't I load this so I can walk a little bit slower and get my heart rate elevated because I care about my heart health. I think that's sweet. I'm a huge fan of that. What I came to the conclusion recently on, and by the way, I had multiple people in my life ask me about weighted vests within the last week, and then I got some funny content around weighted vests, and then I started noticing this, like, the weighted vests that I think of are like a bulletproof vest. That was the weighted vest of 15 years ago. These weighted vests are much more sleek looking, and I see them on tons of people in my neighborhood walking around. And when I came to the conclusion, based on the questions I was getting, that a disproportionate number of these people are wearing them because they want additional calorie burn on their cardio sessions. It's like the quote that came to my mind was, remember in Gary's like 2013, 2014 era where he said, if you live for the weekends, your shit is broken. If your cardio session is to burn a few extra calories, your shit is broken.
Yeah.
It's snapped in half.
Completely agree.
Spinal, snapped, donezo. Broken. I broke my back.
Quote.
Well, Mike Tyson.
What do you mean you broke your back? My back is broken. Spinal. If you don't know that quote, look up the Mike Tyson interview after one of his fights.
Mike, were you really sick this week? What was the problem?
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Yeah, I completely agree, 100%.
Did I say anything that goes against the post you made on it?
No. So it's a huge topic right now, and it's interesting that you're getting questions about it from people because it's arguably the most common question on my Q&As for the last 3 to 6 months. And I've made numerous posts about it. There are different trains of thought that I'm currently seeing, and so basically I'll start with one of the main proponents of weighted vests. One of the people leading the charge on pro weighted vests has been talking about them for the menopause space for women who are basically saying that it's great for strength and it's great for bone density. And I've seen a number of people in the more science-based world get furious and then essentially become anti-weighted vest because they're saying it's not great for strength, it's not great for bone density. Don't wear a weighted vest. Okay. And I think both of these extremes are wrong. And I've actually dug up a fair amount of the research on this, and so the weighted vests saying they're good for strength training just from walking is fucking stupid. You're not strength training because you're wearing a weighted vest. That's stupid. In terms of the bone density discussion, the research on this quite frankly, it's just inconclusive. To say that it does build bone density, we don't know as of right now. And to say that it doesn't build bone density, we don't know based on the research right now. Because a lot of the studies are incredibly flawed by design, very small number of participants. It's just they're not very good studies to be, and there aren't that many.
What's your guess there?
I think that they would help with bone density. I don't think that it's going to be huge, but I also could be wrong. I think that they do help with bone density, and I think we'll see that play out over time. Very simply, we look at individuals with a higher BMI, higher body mass index. They have significantly higher bone mineral density than people who don't have a higher BMI, people who are traditionally healthier body weight. So it stands to reason that you fucking make a habit out of walking with a weighted vest several times a week. It's going to have a positive impact on your bone density. That makes all the sense in the world to me. I think, and I said this, the best use of a weighted vest is for people who, number one, are not overweight. If you're overweight, you're already wearing a weighted vest. You don't need one. For people who are a healthy weight and want to get into a higher zone for cardio. It's the best use by far. It's the most efficient, the best use. And then also for strength training, chin-ups, pull-ups, push-ups, walking lunges, all these things. It's great. But from a cardio perspective, I think it's the best. If we're looking at a specific population, I also think firefighters, cops, whatever, anyone who has to carry things or have a carry or military, whatever, if you have to have a heavy pack, I think it's stupid to not do training with a weighted vest. I think it would make sense to literally do your entire sessions wearing weighted vests, because it's just like, I don't care what you're doing. Like, you should be doing everything with the vest on, because it's going to have a positive carryover to your day to day. So I completely agree with everything you said, and I think that they're an amazing tool done properly. And it's funny because you've been in my neighborhood. Almost all of the women in my neighborhood wear weighted vests. Almost all of them. And when they go on walks around the neighborhood. And I fucking love it. It's amazing to see. And also, I think it's important for them to be strength training separately, which they do. But I made a post almost like biting at the people who are saying you don't need to wear weighted vests, like you shouldn't wear weighted vests. Basically, my intro was, just because you don't need it doesn't mean that it's not beneficial. And like, there are absolutely beneficial components to it, but you don't need it. And I was like, listen, you don't need air conditioning, but you fucking use air conditioning. You don't, you know what I mean? So I think it's very beneficial, but it's a huge. I think it's fair to say, I think it's fair to call it a fad. It's a huge fad right now, but it's one of the fads that I'm fully on board with.
When I hear questions like, how many extra calories am I burning if I wear a weighted vest?
Yeah. Yep.
That's where I'm saying the same for you.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. And it technically does burn more calories, but not much.
And
also
much.
The intent behind it is the issue.
Broken, is snapped in half, spinal. One Oreo has 70 calories. Let me repeat that. One Oreo cookie, double stuffed, has 70 calories. Serving size is 2, by the way. Completely
Ridiculous.
Insane. Completely off the rails. Don't eat that Oreo. Wear the weighted vest for all the reasons that we mentioned for why it's beneficial. But if you are punishing yourself with cardio because you want to burn extra calories, don't put the weighted vest on. In fact, don't do the cardio for that reason.
Yeah, agreed. Completely.
Yeah.
An apple, about 80 calories.
Yeah, but you get satiety from an apple. Like apples take longer to eat. An Oreo you can eat without chewing and like literally a microsecond. You can just swallow that Oreo. No, I'm not.
Crazy.
No, I'm not. Don't.
I haven't had an Oreo in so long. Oh, man.
Yeah, it must be nice. I had some Oreos yesterday.
Did
More
you?
than I wanted
That's
to.
why you're thinking about it.
That's right.
How many did you have?
So my wife's actually really smart on this. And me being, math. This is like the potential autism side of like, this is like, I was making the argument at a family function that the single serving baggies of things are the worst purchase you can make because they're so cost ineffective. The cost per calorie on the 10 pack of Oreo, little mini Oreo baggies that are 140 calories per baggie and have like 12 or 15 little mini Oreos in them, compared to just buying a regular thing of Oreos where the cost per calorie is much lower. Well, turns out those mini Oreo baggies really portion them out nicely for you. And so you just take one baggie and you can kind of chew on it and you left the rest of them in the cupboard and you're fine and you know how much you're eating. Whereas whether it's a bag of chips or a thing of Oreos, you bring the whole thing with you, sit on the couch, throw a little Netflix on, and that can get really dangerous.
Real dangerous, real fast.
Yeah, real dangerous, real fast. We have both, and I went with the mini Oreos because I was like, that's dangerous. I don't want to bring those out with me. And then I was like, you know what? This is actually a really good idea.
Do you undo them and then make them like mini double stuffed?
Not with the minis. Like that just feels like I'm disordered at that point. Like
I've never had a mini, but like
they're tiny. They're tiny.
That sounds so unenjoyable to me.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I came to the conclusion the big Oreos, here's where you run into a problem. If you bite one in half, you make a huge mess.
Yeah, it's a big mess.
If you eat the whole thing, it's a solid amount of cookie for one bite. Yeah. And I'd rather break that enjoyment up into multiple bites. You can always do the twist off, which is a reasonable thing to do, but then you have one like not that enjoyable bite and then one like cocaine bite, essentially, just spiking dopamine. The minis, you get a lot more mouthfeel, you get a lot more frequency. You can eat them one at a time and the whole thing kind of hits the spot. The minis are the play, even though they're more expensive. 2013, Mike would roll over in his grave. He'd be like, what are you doing with your personal finance? But
idiot. You could get so many more for so much less.
Yeah.
But it's the portion control that's worth it.
Yeah.
Are they double stuffed minis or no?
No. They hit the spot though.
I just refuse to eat a non-double stuffed Oreo. You know what I mean?
Minis are on another level. Don't write them off until you try them.
That's fair. I have to try it. I can't write them off before I try it. That's fair. But like, have you ever tried to eat?
Jordan's over there eating sorbet with Greek yogurt and fruit that tastes heavenly. That doesn't even need sweetener in it.
It's true. I've been dialed with my nutrition. I've been super
good
dialed.
job, man. Good job. Way to go. I've been dialed. I'm not hungry, but I've been dialed. Did we ever... Did we ever tell the story of your friends on Yom Kippur?
Oh, wait, maybe we did, but we could do a little retell. It's just such a good story.
It's such a good story.
So we have these amazing friends. We actually just saw them this past weekend. They're great. And this must have been 2 years ago now at Yom Kippur. So if you don't know, Yom Kippur is one of the fasting days in Judaism. So you fast from sundown one night until sundown the next night. It's about 24, 25 hour fast. And usually you get together in a group when you do this, when you break the fast, right? You spend the day at synagogue and then you get together and you have a big break fast. And it's a big, big thing. And so my wife and I, we get to the house where we're all going to be going to have, to break the fast. And keep in mind, like if you're religious, like then you do it. But a lot of like more reform and conservative Jews, they don't really fast. So we get there, and at this point, there are 3 people full on fasting. Me, my buddy, and his wife, full on fasting. And my buddy is furious. He's got dark circles under his eyes. He's not happy. He's in a terrible mood. We've got about 30 minutes left, and in the other room, everyone's eating. They've already started eating. They're not taking it as seriously, which makes my buddy even a little bit more angry. He's just like he can't be in there because people are eating. Anyway, I'm a little bit not feeling good either. This is a couple years ago, so long before I started tirzepatide, and his wife. We're all talking sort of in the doorway, and my buddy's asked me, he's like, how do you feel? I'm like, I'm pretty hungry, dude. Like, I'm not feeling that good. And he was just like, yeah, I'm pissed. I just can't wait to eat. He just wasn't in a good mood. And his wife says, actually, this has been the easiest fast of my life. Like, this one wasn't that bad. And she's got energy and she's in a good mood. And he angrily turns and he goes, yeah, because you're on those fucking shots. And we hadn't known that she was taking a GLP-1, and she turns to us with the biggest smile on her face. She's like, yeah, I started taking them. These things are amazing.
she was on Ozempic at the time, right?
Yeah, she was on Ozempic, and she actually just started up again recently because she just had their second child, and so she started up again. She's like, I fucking love these things.
You're on those effing shots.
Yeah. It was one of the funniest experiences that we've had. You're on those. He was just so mad. You're on those fucking shots.
I would be too. And honestly, for me, like, this is easy. Like, I'm on your side here, man.
No, don't say his name. We're not saying his name.
Bleep that out. Bleep that out. Sorry, Jordan. I'm not like you. I'm not out there like on the internet, not saying names.
I don't want to give their name out to the public. You know what I mean?
know. Bleep. That's why we got David. David.
David will bleep his name out.
Goodness, Jordan gets so worked up.
But my nutrition's been really good. Just say the food quality
good
has
job.
Been great. Thanks, dude. Food quality has been premier.
Good for you.
Thank you. You can't discount everything just because I'm taking the Zepatide.
Your food quality was always very good.
But super, super good. I've been feeling really good about it.
Good job, man.
So you get really mad about it.
Well, I think you're doing it to get the reaction.
There's a little push, a little nudge, a little button pushing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see any of these pranks. I see pranks gone bad where people like do the dumbest shit to people as a prank video, and then they get the shit kicked out of them. And they get mad because it's like, dude, you shouldn't have been doing that to people. It's unbelievable. I saw one of the craziest videos I've ever seen in my life. This guy, not a guy, I'm going to call him a kid, this boy, he's probably in his young 20s, but I'm calling him boy. He went into, I don't know, I think it might have been Baltimore, but a really, really bad area of Baltimore, like what you would consider to be the ghetto, just a very, very bad area. And he's essentially, I don't know why he thought this would be funny, but he's standing there with his hand inside of his like shirt / pants to make it look like he's reaching for a gun. And he's just standing there, and in his mind, the prank was, I'm just going to stand there and look at people and not say anything. Well, his hand is concealed inside to make it look like he's holding a gun. And he's doing this to people who look very dangerous and just got the absolute, he's lucky he didn't get killed. Number one, he's lucky he didn't get shot, but he got absolutely walloped. It's just unbelievable the shit that people will do for social media. And so if that's happening on the extreme end, people are doing it in fitness just for the reaction, just for the engagement.
Yeah. You almost wouldn't have been able to predict that the attention economy of this little school rectangle thing that we hold in front of our faces all the time exists. Like, go back to the 90s and average screen time will be this in 25 years, and people will do the craziest stuff just to get people to pay attention to them so that they can sell something or run ads or monetize in some way, and that'll be like a profession, or they'll seek fame to... There's another false god, by the way, back to number 3, that I wrestled with at a point as well. Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's why I said the fresh water in the desert is because most of the content on the internet is double stuffed Oreos. And when you come across like an apple or a carrot or like something that's good for you, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Don't go to the hood and pretend you have a gun and do a prank to try like
just the dumbest shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But then at the same time, I have a degree of understanding that like men care about status at a high level. And for a kid who's trying to like get a lot of attention on him, it's very beneficial if he can increase. Like I can understand why he's doing this, but not smart.
Thank God I'm not a kid.
He's alive?
Now. No, thank God he's alive.
Yeah.
But also it's like, I couldn't imagine being a teenager now in this like social media attention economy. Like, you know, you say something now, number one, it's on the internet forever. And also just the pranks and the stuff that kids are doing. Also, and this is a completely separate topic, but drugs are more dangerous now. I mean,
yeah,
it's just, I was speaking with an Inner Circle member the other day on the phone, and her son passed away from fentanyl. And it's not like he was a drug addict. He wasn't a drug addict. He just like one time, and it was cut with fentanyl. And we were talking about, you know, there are like, it's like high 200s or high 300s of people every day are killed by fentanyl in the United States every day. High 200s or high, it's like a full plane full of people every day from fentanyl. It's like not discussed that much. It's just not a huge topic that we hear nearly as much as like stupid shit that the media wants us to hear about and politicians want us to fight over. It's like we have a plane full of people every single day dying from this stuff, and it's not a huge topic of conversation. And she was telling me, because she's gotten super into activism and like awareness to help people to hopefully they don't have their kids go through this and kids don't, and all that. And she was saying that there was a classroom of kids who one of the kids in the classroom bought either Skittles or gummy bears or something from another kid, and they were laced with fentanyl. And the entire class had to go to the hospital. And like, thank God, from what she said, no one was killed. But an entire class of like elementary school kids got candy laced with fentanyl. Things that just like I never thought about as a kid. And if my mom had said, don't take candy from one of your friends, I would have been like, all right, relax. It's just things that it's just, yeah, I don't even know how I got on that. But being a kid nowadays, I think is just so much more difficult because there's so many, way more things from so many different directions going on than whereas before it was pretty simple, relatively straightforward.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you. And that's very, very, very sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you know how over like the last 5 to 8 years, there's been a lot of fear around, from both sides, I'd say, around totalitarian government and like Orwell's 1984 coming true and surveillance state and combined AI, like, right?
Yep.
So from Neil Postman's book, Amusing Ourselves to Death, he says, what Orwell feared were those who would ban books. What Huxley feared, Aldous Huxley, Brave New World, was that there would be no reason to ban a book, for there would be no one who wanted to read. Orwell feared those who would deprive us from information. Huxley feared those who would give us so much that we would be reduced to passivity and egoism. Orwell feared that the truth would be concealed from us. Huxley feared the truth would be drowned in a sea of irrelevance. Orwell feared we would become a captive culture. Huxley feared we would become a trivial culture, preoccupied with some equivalent of the feelies, the orgy-porgy, and the centrifugal bumble puppy, like things from his book. Essentially that the 1984 fear of Big Brother taking over is not as big a threat in reality as Aldous Huxley's prediction of a flood of information and hyper pleasure, like just reducing us to passivity.
That's really interesting. And especially considering like it could all almost be simultaneous, both. It's not like necessarily one or the other. Like our degradation into passivity and just this blob of an individual happening at the same time as totalitarian. Like it could also like it could sort of be one and the same at the same time and help and almost be symbiotic.
Yeah, they work together, right? It's easier to control a population that is fine with laying in their bed, eating Oreos and scrolling through prank videos of some kid pretending to have a gun, because that's like really hitting our amygdala in a weird way.
Yeah. Good episode.
Black Friday sale on the horizon. May or may not pop up, just on the horizon. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with episode 240. Please leave us a review. If you've enjoyed our episode, even remotely, we would love a 5-star review. Helps massively. Help us reach more people in this sea of drivel and endless information on the internet.
See ya.